Stop scrolling. You didn't land here by accident. And if you've been asking the universe for a sign, well, guess what? This is it. A lot of people have been wondering, what is the purpose of their life? They've been trying to figure out who they are. Why are they here? What is their purpose? And what is their destiny? Well, we're going to talk about that tonight. Okay. So if you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. You're in the right place at the right time in this late hour. And guess what? You made a conscious decision to be here. Even if you were just scrolling and landed on this video, you have now met your date with destiny. This is the day that your life is going to change. So welcome to the Forbidden Knowledge Podcast. I'm Billy Carson, aka Forbidden Knowledge. Make sure you click that like button and make sure you share this video. It's going to be a great talk tonight. I'm kind of just popping in on you. I'm popping in on a Friday night, okay? But we're going to have a great talk tonight. So what's going on, everyone? People are filling up in the live chat. We got eSnap in the house, a longtime supporter for many years. I met eSnap in person, actually, in Fort Lauderdale. He actually won a trip to Fort Lauderdale by God Power 2, I think, or God Power 1, to meet and greet myself and Dr. B in person. So shout out to eSnap. We have everyone filling up the live chat right now. All right. I appreciate y'all. Today we're talking about, who are we? What are we here for? What's our destiny? Like I said in the intro, stop scrolling. You didn't land here by accident. If you've been asking the universe for a sign, this is it. You're in the right place at the right time. You have rendezvoused with your future reality and a fork in the road that will send you on a whole new trajectory. Okay. Tonight, I'm going to talk about this topic, and I'm going to actually give you a sneak peek into the Forbidden Knowledge Academy. We're going to go on a journey into the academy, and you're going to follow me into the academy, and we're going to look at some of the content. We're going to review some of the content, and more importantly, we're going to take a look at the engagement and the work being done by the students inside the academy. If you ever want to know what was going on inside of there, you're going to get a chance to see it tonight, okay? So again, thank y'all for joining. It's going to be a great talk. We got Kendrick, we got Slim, we got Ryan, Empath, Sheesh, Shihi, I guess it was Shishi, Kinto. All right, we got everybody here. All right, so let's share this video. Make sure you click the like button. Please make sure you subscribe to this channel, okay? Make sure you subscribe. It's very important that we get those subscriptions going. I'm going to try to see if I can get live on, go live on Instagram as well, okay? So while we're getting live on Instagram, and we got the live chat loading up, okay? Let's go ahead and drop a little note into IG and get these people excited as well. We're live everywhere right now. All right, link in bio, guys. Join the Forbidden Knowledge Academy, link in bio. And then we're going to get right to it. We're live on YouTube right now, IG live. If you want to come watch it on the big screen, you can switch over to YouTube, the Forbidden Knowledge Podcast. All right. So now that we're live everywhere, let me get back to it, guys. A lot of the times we're going through life and we are, not we, but a lot of people are wondering what their purpose is. Like, what am I put here for? Why am I even alive? Why am I going through these things? These are a lot of questions that I hear all the time. And there are a lot of people out here that don't know who they are and why they are here. This is a disheartening thing because it means that we as parents have failed in some way, and not by our direct collusion with failure or lack thereof. It's because we're just handed down a certain level of knowledge and we pass it down through our next generation. We have to draw a line in the sand and begin to teach our kids from a very young age who they are. along with the homework that's given at school, like ABC and 1, 2, 3 and multiplication tables and so forth and so on, book reports, science projects. There needs to be an entire curriculum on self-improvement. There needs to be an entire curriculum on finding out who you are and what your passion is, and finding out what your mission is on this planet. That's a curriculum that should be mandatory above all else. Above all else. Mathematics and reading and all that stuff should come second. If you don't know who you are, you can't really contribute to the universe as a whole. And you can become a good worker bee, like a rat in a maze. You can punch a clock and you can tap buttons or load things all day. But that's just being a rat in a maze. That's a hamster on a wheel. To be a true contributor to the paradigm shift in the universe as a whole, we need to understand who we are and what our purpose is here. The thing that I always say is, when we're born, we're given a name, a race, and a religion, and we spend the rest of our life defending a false identity. Most people have no clue who they are. Again, like I always say, your name was given to you. Your belief system was forced on you. Your understanding and perception of reality is programmed into you. You began your programming, or you began to be programmed from the time that you were in the womb. At the moment of conception and cell division, the vibrations and frequencies and the hormones being released by the mother and the sounds from the outside, the vibrations, the cymatics, were all forming your personality traits, your perception, your perspective, and who you are during the actual gestation period as an embryo. Before you come out of the womb, you are being programmed by chemical substances from the food that the mother's eating, from a fight or argument she's having with someone on the outside, from her being happy or tranquil or peaceful, those hormones as well, right? Also the sounds, loud sounds, soft sounds, music, classical music, hardcore, gangster rap, all that's influencing you in the embryonic stage. You're being programmed before you even know that you're being programmed. You are being programmed before you take your first breath outside the womb. And then you come out, and then they browbeat you with ideology. They browbeat you with dogma. They browbeat you with who you are and what you're going to be. They browbeat you with all these different things that give you this perspective of the world that really is an illusion. You never had a chance to choose for yourself. So it's no wonder why you grow up going, what's my purpose? Who am I? And what am I here for? Because you never had a chance to figure it out. You went to school, they abducted you and stole you away from your house and took you to school by force, because if you don't go, your parents go to jail. You get to the school and then they tell you to shut up, sit down, don't move, raise your hand, speak when you're spoken to, stand in a straight line, don't fidget around. And so they then go and they steal and rob your imagination from you right in the schoolhouse. They steal all your imagination. And your imagination is your magic. It helps you identify who you are and what you're capable of and the powers that you have. Daydreaming and all these incredible things that we have allow us to figure the world out in a totally different way, but they snatch it from you at a very young age. And then you're growing up wondering, who am I? What's going on? You're living this mundane, boring life. So what do some people do? When they're bored, they find ways to act out. They get in trouble. They get promiscuous. They hang out and drink all night, go to clubs all night, party all the time. They're trying to find a way to escape the monotony of life, the boring programming code that they've been forced into. So they're acting out and trying to find ways to find some level of excitement, to release different hormones in the body to get them to feel differently. They're trying to find out, a way to escape the matrix. But every time they do it, they wake up the next morning and realize they're still here. And it makes them even more depressed and make them want to act out even more. And it's this cycle. It's this vicious cycle that people are on. One of the biggest questions I get, like I said, is, I don't even know who I am. I don't even know why I'm here. How do I figure this out? The first thing is, You have to sit with yourself. A lot of people cannot take a challenge that I give them. I've tried this in person. I bring this mirror. When I used to do these in-person classes, I would bring a mirror with me, like the kind the barber has. It's got a handle on it, a nice big mirror so you can see your haircut. And I would hold it up to them. And I would say, I want you to stare directly in your own eyes in this mirror for 5 minutes straight. And I just stay there with the mirror. And guess what happens after about 45 seconds? They can't do it anymore. Not everybody, but most people, they can't even stand to look at themselves in the mirror for more than 45 seconds, directly in the eye, not putting on makeup, not being distracted by things, not combing their hair, brushing teeth, piercing eyes with your own self for 5 minutes. Most people cannot do it. They're uncomfortable with themselves. And I do this to make them understand that it's an inner work that needs to happen, because you've been forced into so many of these boxes. You have to now unravel all these packages to find out who you truly are on the inside. And it first starts with being able to sit with yourself. Most people can't sit with themselves. They can't be with themselves. They can't stare at themselves. They can't talk to themselves on a consistent basis. They can't challenge themselves. This is where it begins. This is where the decoding and the unprogramming begins, and the reprogramming begins. It begins with you, and it begins with a journey to inner space, not outer space. We already know what's out here. We've been programmed by everything on the outside since the gestation period began. Since cell division began, we've been programmed. And if you want to get real deep, we have been programmed before cell division. We have been programmed before the moment of inception. We've been programmed before. How? Well, the father has his own sperm. That sperm is living in his body, absorbing his chemicals, his frequency, the vibrations around him, his RNA, his epigenetics, right? Then you have the mother side, the ovary, and the eggs are all being programmed for generations prior. Epigenetics, frequencies, sounds, toxins, poisons, good, bad, indifferent. So those two pre-programmed, things are coming and meeting together. The sperm is coming to meet with the egg, pre-programmed. And then from there, you get the gestation period. And then you have the programming coming in on top of that. It's no wonder why it's so hard for us to reprogram ourselves. It's so easy for us to slip back into old ways, because there's so many layers of code. There's so many layers, and it takes a lot of work. And working like that on yourself is not easy in the beginning. It becomes easy when you make it into a new habit. When you make it into a lifestyle, then it becomes easy. After practicing these techniques over and over again, and once you do that enough, it becomes a new part of your lifestyle, and that becomes your new reality. And working on yourself becomes a new part of your life. Just like going to the gym is hard in the beginning. Nobody wants to be sore and aching and in pain because they were lifting the weights. But if you are consistent with going to the gym, it becomes a part of your lifestyle. And if you make it into your lifestyle and you make it into a ritual, it becomes part of your everyday thing. And the next thing you know, it's just a natural thing to do. And you're not getting as sore as you used to get anymore, because now you've been working those muscles. But in the other realm, you've been working your spiritual muscles. So it's not as painful as it was. But there's still room for growth all the time, which is why you can go to the gym every single day. Well, not every day, because that'll wear you out, but you can go to the gym 4 or 5 times a week, and working on different muscle groups. And you can do that for decades, because there's always room for growth. There's always room to sustain and maintain where you are. Same thing in the spiritual world. It's the same exact thing. But you have to be willing to do the work. These are just some of the things that we teach inside the Forbidden Knowledge Academy. This is just the icing, the icing on top of the cake. But we teach these things step by step by step. There's over 100 hours of modules and training and courses inside the academy that you can tap into and gain some real applicable knowledge that you can apply immediately and lessons that you have to achieve and do. And then you have to post your lessons in the group for the whole world to see, well, the whole world, but everyone inside the academy to see, so that you can be held accountable for your work. That's why we launched the Forbidden Knowledge Academy. We wanted to create a tribe of people that are there to support you, that when your head is down, they're going to lift your head up. That when you need accountability, it's there waiting for you. When you need to be in a group of your peers that are all working toward the same goal, the same frequency, the same paradigm shift on this planet, they're all there for you. Because when you're by yourself at home and you look around, usually there's nobody there. There's people there. There are people around you, but you can't talk to them, not on this level. Forget about it. You lose them at the first sentence. They're gone. They're gone. They are gone. They want to go back to talking about Diddy and whatever else they could figure out, Kardashians and everything else. They don't want to hear about this. They don't want to work on themselves. They don't want to become better people. That's why you have to find a tribe where you can join a group like the Forbidden Knowledge Academy, where there are literally right now almost 900 incredible leaders in there, natural born leaders, all working towards the same goal of self-improvement. And so another thing that happens with people is they acquiesce. They give in to what appears to be the norm, because they look around and everybody's doing the same thing. Everybody's doing what they're told. So I guess I just better get in line and do the same thing with them, you see? And so this becomes like the norm that people are doing, and they're just, accepting the status quo. And once you accept the status quo, you are now fully indoctrinated into the sheep system. And once you get indoctrinated into that sheep system, you are literally always looking for somebody to lead you on the outside. You're looking for the shepherd. Everywhere you turn, you're looking for a shepherd. You don't see yourself as a shepherd. A shepherd leads the flock. You see yourself as a sheep looking for someone to lead you. And when you're in that position, you're susceptible to a lot of the foolishness that they impose on you, because they will impose the foolishness on you. They will have you believing less of yourself, because they have to have you believe less of yourself. Because if you believe that you're a powerful being with incredible abilities, then what's going to happen is you'll eventually realize that their system is nothing but a fraud. You'll realize that their system is designed to hold you back, and you'll realize that their system is designed for one main thing: to keep you mentally and spiritually enslaved. This is the reason for all the programming that's going on out there. They do not want you to realize your true power. They want you to be lost, going, who am I and why am I here? That's what they want. In order to be a rebel and fight against that indoctrination, you need to figure out who you are. One of the greatest ways to do this is get an old-fashioned pen and paper. You can also go on your phone and make a notepad, or your tablet, if you have a tablet, make a notepad that way as well. And you can then go and, what I like to do on the front of the page, the first page or the front screen or whatever you're going to use, start writing down all the things that you like to do, information that you absolutely feel passionate about, things that you like and love, right? I don't care what it is. I like calligraphy, not me personally, but I'm just saying, like, whatever it is. I like to fish. I like fishing. I love gardening. I love farming. I love studying and researching this particular topic. Or I like engineering. I like inventions, or whatever it is. Even if you can't do that at the moment, in other words, you don't have that skill or ability, but you're passionate about it. Even if it's like, I love documentaries. I like watching documentaries. Whatever it is, write all these things down. You should take your time, and it should take you more than 30 minutes, especially if you're around 30 years old, all right, or up. If you're a lot younger than that, you might be able to, do the list maybe in 15 minutes. It's because the longer you live, the more, the more experiences you have, and the more you find out about life. for a person like me, I'm going to be 54 in September. And so I have a lot that I would write down. If I had to do this assignment, I'd be writing for probably 2 hours. There's a lot. There's a lot of stuff I love and like to know more about, right? But when you get all this written down, okay, so you get all this stuff written down, the most important part now, and let me get this link right quick for the live chat real quick. The most important thing now is to analyze it. Take a good look at it and start looking at each individual thing that you put down. Because now what you're doing is you're getting a glimpse at who you are on the inside, your internal consciousness and your internal things that you like and things that make you feel good, or things that you will make you feel like you're passionate about certain things, from the inside now coming to the outside, where you can actually you can see it. It's on paper. You've taken internal emotions, right? You've taken internal emotions, which are programming codes released by the lymph nodes in your body and your brain, glands, and you've taken those and you've decoded them and you've put them into lines on a piece of paper or typed lines onto a screen. Okay, follow me now. This is deep stuff. You've decoded your hormones and you've put them as lines on the screen. Now you can actually look at those lines of decoded information from inside your body, and your mind will now process that data and give you the ability to look within yourself, where before, without that, you were trying to figure out all about yourself. But now, once you've exported it into a physical database, right, on a screen or on a piece of paper, now you look at it and reflect it back at yourself. You're taking your insides and taking it out, and then you're looking at it and downloading it back in a different format so you can analyze it better. Now you can discern who you are. You can understand more what you like and what you don't like, and why you like it, and what you're passionate about, and things that you'd love to be a part of, things you'd like to do. Now you're just starting to figure out more about yourself. You see? This is how it works. I'm going to drop a link in the live chat, okay? I want to be your mentor. Join my 4BK Academy. I'm telling you, the people in there, I'm going to show you. We're going to log into the 4BK Academy soon. I got a little bit more to talk on this topic. I'm dropping a link in the live chat, okay? But you're going to see what people have to say and how their lives are changing on a moment-by-moment basis. I just dropped a link in the live chat. It's also in the caption of this video or this audio, wherever you're listening and watching. If you're on Instagram, it's in my bio. Link is in my bio. If you're on X, the link is in my bio. We're talking about a very deep topic tonight, okay? This is deep, man. We're talking about finding out who we are by decoding ourselves from the inside out. Remember the Hermetic principles: as within, so without, as above, so below. What's going on the inside is a reflection of what's going on the outside. And if you don't believe that, look at a person that's always in trouble, in chaos, in issues and situations that they shouldn't be a part of. And then look at their surroundings where they inhabit. You'll see a lot of, in most cases, not all, but in most cases, you'll see messy desk, disorganization, things all over the place, dirty dishes in the sink, things aren't clean, dirty clothes all over the floor, bed's not made up. When you see that, when I see that at people's homes, when I see that at people's offices, I know what's going on inside of their mind. I know what's going on inside their body. They are experiencing entropy. Things move from an ordered state to a disordered state in entropy. That's what they're experiencing. And when they get into that state of mind, what's happening is the inside is reflecting on the outside. The same thing, like I said, happens when we want to decode our own emotions. What is journaling all about? We have a whole module and training session inside the Forbidden Knowledge Academy on journaling. Why are we journaling? Why? We need to decode our emotions. And what we do is we decode them and then we export them out of the body into a text, tablet, or a piece of paper. And then from there, we look at it. A photon pings off of that screen or that piece of paper. It bounces back, it hits your retina. It goes to the back of the brain. That photon's carrying encoded data that used to be your emotion inside the body. Now your brain has exported the emotion, encoded, uploaded it, and now processed it again from a different perspective so it can understand better who you are and what you're doing and why, what you like, what you dislike, what you're passionate about, what you want to be a part of, what you don't want to be a part of. And once you go through that paper or that screen of all the things that you love and like or would want to be or would want to know more about or think is a cool thing to know or learn, the next thing is to flip the paper over or get a second sheet or open up another tab and start putting them in order. Like, oh, this would be, if I had to put this on a list, this would be number 1, this would be number 2, this would be number 3, this would be number 4. You might even erase some things and rearrange it a little bit as you go. Take time. This isn't a 5-minute thing. This is your life we're talking about. We are talking about your life. We're talking about the essence of who you are at your core. So you don't rush something like this. You take your absolute time. It might take you a couple hours. It might take you a week to figure this out, this order out. It might take you a week. And you might be adding things along the way, things you didn't think about the first time. You might even take some things out. Now, you know, I changed my mind about this is not really my thing, but let me add this in instead. I forgot about this. I really like sea life and turtles and you know, tortoises, and I like dolphins and whatever. I don't know. Everybody's different. And once you get this new list made in a particular order, that you took your time and your energy and your focus and your determination to complete this mission of just figuring out the things that you actually like or would like to be a part of, now you actually have an idea of who you are just by looking at that list. You have an idea of what your mission potentially could be on this planet just by looking at that list. Look, we have somebody here from the Academy. Keisha from the Academy, facts. Thank you for being a part of the Academy, Keisha. We love you. I love all of y'all, but of course, you know, I'm just saying, thank you for being a part of that. We have almost 900 leaders in there now. And that's only in 3 weeks, by the way. Right now, the Forbidden Knowledge Academy is #1 in self-improvement on the school platform. And it's number 22 on the school platform out of hundreds of thousands of schools, groups on the entire platform altogether, all different categories, number 22. That's got something, that says something big. People are getting something out of this. So now you know who you are. Basically, you're in the beginning stages of learning who you are, learning about yourself. You've got a pretty good idea of the things you like, and you have an order of those things that you like. Now you take a look and you analyze, what are you doing with your life at this moment? How much of what you're doing involves what's on that list? In a lot of cases, it doesn't involve much of what's on the list, right? In a lot of cases, it probably doesn't. Not in all, but in most cases, it probably doesn't. So now you have to ask yourself a deeper question. If the things that I gravitate towards that emotionally make me feel like I would be more whole aren't on the list of what I'm involved in terms of what I do on every single day on this planet for a living or for life, then what am I doing with myself? So this is where the whole, why am I here and what's my purpose? This is where that comes from, because you didn't have the data. See, this body, this avatar body and this mind, it's all about data collection. This is how we live in the matrix. We collect data. This data stuff on the internet and data for metadata and you know, all that, that's all from the universe. They didn't invent this data collection stuff, cookies and, you know, online and all this, and collecting information and forms getting filled out to collect data on you. That's all from the universe. All they did was take what already exists and put it into a format to collect it in a different way. You're collecting data 24/7. If you don't believe me, well, how do you even know what I'm saying right now? You only know what I'm saying at this exact moment because as I create cymatic frequencies with my vocal box, it undulates over the waves of atmosphere into this microphone. The microphone takes that cymatic frequency, it encodes it into a digitized format, it sends it down a fiber optic cable, and that fiber optic cable rides to an area within your region of the world. And then what happens is it comes out of a speaker, which vibrates and recreates the cymatic frequencies, which ride over atmosphere to your ear. It goes into the cochlea, which creates this vibration. Your brain picks up on those vibrations and decodes the encoded information that originated from my vocal box. And now you decode it, and now you know what I'm saying. You have an understanding or a discernment. You only know what I'm saying on collected data. You are collecting data 24/7. When you touch something, what happens is the electromagnetic field of the electrons orbiting the atoms in your fingers and the electromagnetic field of the electrons orbiting the atoms inside this microphone that I'm touching send a particular frequency of data and electromagnetic pulses through my nervous system back to the brain. Then my brain takes that data and sorts it all out and says, oh, I'm touching this object. It feels like metal. You're collecting data. So once you have data to analyze on that sheet of paper or on that screen about who you are, now you can process that data better to get a better understanding of things that you would like to be a part of or do or research or learn more about. And then you could analyze on the other side, well, over here, what I'm actually doing, it only has maybe less than 0.1% of what's already on this list. So why not find a way now to pivot from this mundane reality that has me stressed out, pissed off, angry, and frustrated to over here where I could be happy, fulfilled, successful, living in my passion. That's where the big pivot comes. This is how you create an idea and understanding and then live within who you truly are, not what they told you to be, not what they forced you to be, not what they programmed you to be. When I say they, I'm including your ancestors, your epigenetics, 15 to 20 generations before you were here. Inside of your body are your ancestors' traumas, guiding you along the way. All that you got to fight against. It's like being in an NBA finals game and you got to play against the home team and the referees at the same time because everyone wants the home team to win, including the referees. You got to battle against both. No difference. Okay? This is what's going on. And when you begin to understand what I'm saying, your whole life is going to change. I guarantee it. You're going to see things from a whole new light. You're going to be able to recognize things about yourself that you didn't even notice before. You're going to be able to realize how you process information and data on a daily basis, because now I'm bringing awareness to how you move through this matrix. We only move through this matrix on collected data. If we don't collect any data, then that means we don't have any, you might as well be in a hospital bed completely in a coma. Without data, you're in a coma. That's what people are in a coma. They have no data. They have no input. The brain can't detect any feedback, any upload or stream of information from the outside world. It's somehow blocked from receiving that data. And because it can't get the data, it can't project the hologram as to what's going on the outside. And it can't even animate the body because it can't send any signals back. It didn't get anything in. It can't send anything back. That's what being in the coma is all about. But Once you have this understanding, life is going to change. In the Forbidden Knowledge Academy, I have a team that helps work with me. I have a coaching team. I also have people that are coming on board to do special talks. I go live in the academy, by the way, And I go live in the academy at least once a week, sometimes twice a week. I do question and answers. So we do Q&As. We also I break down particular topics inside the academy, exclusive teachings just for the members. You can't find it on YouTube. It's not going to be on Forbidden Knowledge TV. It's not going to be on some other channel or network or some other social media feed. It's exclusive only for the people that are members of the Forbidden Knowledge Academy, specific teachings that I do. The last 3 weeks, I've been working on the millionaire mindset. And I've been teaching 3 courses on the millionaire, or 3 iterations of the millionaire mindset course, I should say. And there's 4 more days, I believe, now to the next live. And you get invited to the live when you're in the Forbidden Knowledge Academy. And then I do Q&As at the end of every session where I bring up all the questions and I answer all the questions there. So it's a very interactive session every single week. And then I'm now bringing people on to do some additional talks on specific topics to give in different areas. So it's going to give an even deeper perspective. Very successful people, I mean, extremely successful. Either they are billionaires, millionaires, or they are experts in a particular field to bring more knowledge and more education within the academy. So it's more than just me. It's a team. It's a team, and that's what I love about it. All right. So I'm going to drop this link in the live chat again. And it's also in the comment, in the caption of this video. It's in the story, in the bio, of my account if you're on Instagram. If you're an audio podcast, it's linked somewhere. Check it out. You should take a look at the Forbidden Knowledge Academy. Because this topic I've been talking about tonight is just the tip of the iceberg. If you thought this was mind-blowing information, it's just the tip of the iceberg for how deep we go in there and the information and the knowledge that we get into. It's life-changing and transformative, and you get a lot of real assignments, real-world assignments inside the academy. Let me show you some of the courses that are up here. All right. There's 10 courses in there right now that you have to graduate to get through each course. So you have the Wealth Frequency, the Millionaire Code series, the Manifest Destiny, the Chakra Alignment Masterclass, the Reprogram Your Mind class, the Forbidden Mystery School. So many classes in here, the Millionaire Vault. And when you see the word millionaire, it's not just about money. It's about a frequency and a mindset. It's about manifesting your true abundance and living within an abundance. It doesn't mean you have to be a millionaire. It doesn't mean you're going to be a billionaire. What it means is understanding how do you live in this realm and manifest the abundance that is your birthright. Whatever abundance means for you. It's different for everyone at different levels. But people can resonate with that term millionaire. It's a frequency. People think that becoming a millionaire is, oh, I earned this money. No, it's that you get on a specific frequency. And how do you get on that frequency, and how do you maintain it, and how do you manifest it? What's the formula for manifestation of that frequency? We get into that. So we have a lot of courses in there, and I'm going to walk you in there. As you know, a lot of my work has been featured on Business Insider, Forbes magazine. I've been in Forbes magazine twice. Entrepreneur magazine, I'm in there, but I also write for Entrepreneur magazine as a contributor to Entrepreneur magazine. I've got lots of articles on financial literacy specifically. And I'm very happy to talk about Entrepreneur because it's very hard to get an article published on Entrepreneur. And I've had many articles published. I have never had an article denied, which is really good. And NASDAQ, a lot of our new news has been out on NASDAQ the last 2 months, showing a lot of incredible opportunity with Sabanic, a publicly traded company called Sabanic. Their stock symbol is SNNC. They released a huge press release on NASDAQ a couple of weeks ago about they're taking an equity stake in Forbidden Knowledge, and they're going to do a spinoff to take us public to NASDAQ. But also our collaboration on plant medicine retreats, which our first one is in Costa Rica coming up in the end of February of next year. And of course, I've been featured in Yahoo Finance many, many times, and CBS News. I was just on CBS News Live with Armstrong Williams about a week and a half ago. And you can probably find it on your local news network, Armstrong Williams Show. Just look for me. I streamed it on, they allowed me to restream it on a couple of platforms. So you may be able to find it out there, maybe even on Facebook, all right? And the reason why I'm telling you this is not because I'm bragging. I'm showing you that the world is ready for this kind of stuff. The world is ready for this knowledge. The world is ready to change and shift. If you're looking at the dark side of news all the time, it'll have you believing, the programming will have you believing we're doomed and everything is coming to an end. Not really. Not really. It's actually the best time to be alive right now. This is the best time to be alive on this planet right now. It's the best time to be alive. Right now is the best time to be alive. If you go into the past, we had the bubonic plague, almost wiped out the most of mankind, almost 2/3 of mankind. We had the Black Plague, almost wiped out humanity. We had the Spanish flu, wiped out 1/3 of the population almost, killed lots of people. We've had the Inquisitions, the papal Inquisitions, which killed and tortured over 80 million people. 80 million. 80 million. Can you imagine going outside during that time frame and seeing bodies laying out in the street? Because that's what happened. The stench of bodies rotting all over the place. No matter where you went, you had to hide for cover if you didn't acquiesce to their system, or you'd be unalived next. That's not happening right now. Now, there are skirmishes and wars and people starving in the world. Yes, that's happening. But out of 8 billion people, at least 2/3 of the world, even if they're not living in the highest level of living, there's a lot of third world countries out there, there's not 80 million people dropping out and getting slaughtered right now. You have the American Holocaust. I did a whole podcast on the American Holocaust. Over 70 years, the course of 70 years, 111 million indigenous Native American people slaughtered, tortured, unalived. Hardly anybody talks about that. In my podcast, I went over each individual war, and I went down the total amount of unalivings in each individual war. And guess what, guys? It's not really forbidden knowledge. It's available on Wikipedia. Mainstream news posted that. I went down each individual one for 2 hours. Nobody's talking about that one. 111 million. I'm in America right now. When I go outside, I don't see unalived bodies laying around. I don't see people getting chased down and slaughtered every time I turn. So now we have access to the internet. The world is smaller now because of that. We have technologies we didn't have before in quote unquote modern times. And it's given us the ability to communicate, learn, and excel in ways that were never possible before in this particular iteration of mankind. And because of that, it technically is the best time to be alive for most people, not for all people, because I wouldn't want to be in Palestine right now, but for most people. So with that being said, we don't have an excuse. Most of us, some of us do, but most of us don't have an excuse. It's time to change our situation. It's time to grow. It's time to elevate. It's time to shift and bring in a new paradigm. And I'm going to say the ultimate mission for mankind on this planet, if you want to know what your mission ultimately is, through living in your passion, through finding out what you're passionate about and living within that and providing that passion to people that want it and desire it, taking part in that collaboration, that collaborative effort with mankind, where it's collaboration over competition, that helps to bring in a new paradigm shift where we actually manifest heaven on earth. And that is the ultimate goal. At the highest level, the ultimate goal is to manifest heaven on earth. It's to realize that, hey, guys and gals, we are already in heaven. It's up to us to transform this realm into one before we phase shift out of here and move to the next dimension. And there'll be a new mission there. Maybe we'll be sent back here to help complete this. Maybe we keep coming back until this place is transformed. But that's the ultimate mission. Stop waiting to die so that you can live. I know a lot of people waiting to die so that they can live. They just can't wait. Yeah, when I get out of here. And because of that mindset, we have destroyed legacy on this planet. We have neglected our future offspring on this planet. We have neglected our children and other people's children on this planet because it's the mindset of selfishness instead of selflessness. It's the mindset of, well, it is what it is. Let somebody else fix it. I'll be gone anyway. I won't be here. I'll be gone. I won't even be alive anymore. That's the mindset we have. So we have this mindset propagating through the system of, oh, what the hell, who cares? Let it burn down. Let it be destroyed. Let it be poison. Let it be toxic. Let it be this. Let it be that. Let it be poor teaching systems. Let it be whatever. Now they'll have to worry about that in the future because I won't be here anyway. Maybe you will be back again until you figure out mission was not accomplished. Mission was not accomplished. We have to begin to realize that we as a people have to make a change on this planet, but it starts inside of ourselves. Until this changes on the inside, the outside is going to stay the same. The outside's only evolving at the speed and rate of what's going on the inside of mankind. As mankind evolves, the outside evolves. And right now we're moving into a technocratic civilization with very little spirituality. We need a balance of technology and spirituality, which is where we come in as leaders. It's our job to usher in that paradigm, the balancing paradigm, to make sure that the technology is leveraged against spiritual understanding. That's where you enter a golden age. You see? You can't get to a golden age any other way. I'm dropping a link to the Forbidden Knowledge Academy in the live chat again, and for Twitter and Instagram, it's the link in my bio. Make sure you click the link and check it out. I'm gonna take you guys into let me take you into the academy real quick. Let me take you on a little tour. I'm gonna have to open it up and share my screen. Okay, so give me 1 second. I just gotta make a little adjustment here. I'm not that great on Macintosh computers, I'm sorry, but I'm using one right now. Okay, so hang tight. And we're gonna go on the inside here and we're gonna check it out. Okay, well, let me go back to you guys here and gals and share my screen. All right, let's see here. All right, boom. All right, so now my screen is being shared. I can see it there. And so let me give you a little bit of a tour. So this is the inside of the Forbidden Knowledge Academy. You can see in the lower right side, 876 people in here right now. 26 of them are online, 3 admins. You can see the people here. It's like a social media platform, but it's really a school at the same time. I want to read a couple of these testimonials to you. Hopefully I can see them pretty clearly. Let's see if I can pull some of these up and read them. Janelle, trusting the process. I got my glasses here. No. Yesterday, I received $1,000 unexpectedly. Plus, I received a new business opportunity. It's still in the early stages, so I won't get into it. But I wanted to share this in case anyone is struggling. It works. Stay consistent. Trust the process. I know that these 2 things may seem minor, but they represent progress. Yay, me. That's Janelle. These are unsolicited testimonials, by the way. People just start posting. There are just hundreds of them in the group already. Positive Changes by David Helt. It's been barely 5 days since this journey began, and already so many incredible things are starting to unfold. Just yesterday, I filmed my very first reel, something I was originally afraid to do. It turns out it isn't so bad after all. One of my initial goals is to travel the world, and guess what? 2 days ago, I booked a flight to Vietnam for a whole 2.5 weeks. I just bought myself an action camera, and I can now already picture a completely different future unfolding, all because I took that initial first step of believing in it. Each day I get smarter, stronger, and more powerful. This is truly a journey towards my best self. Can't wait for what's next. Thank you, David, for that. Here's another one. James Garrett, Academy Commitment Declaration. 13 years of fear abolished in 7 days. We make you fill out a declaration and sign it when you sign up for the Forbidden Knowledge Academy, and then you have to post it in the group. James says, after 13 long years, and with the love and strength of this incredible group, I finally broke through the fear of being seen. Fear didn't go quietly. It fought me every single hour for the past 7 days. It took me longer to sign this one document than anything else in my life. There were moments where I wanted to give up, especially as I tried to rebuild my vision from the ground zero, but I didn't. Because of the compassion, accountability, and unwavering support of this community, I stood my ground. I refused to back down. And today, I can finally say I faced that fear and overcame it right here with you all. What I'm sharing is more than just a photo of me. It's raw, unfiltered, and vulnerable. There are no masks, no filters, no hiding. This is who I am, fully visible and at peace with every part of it. Thank you all for walking this journey with me. You've helped me step out of the shadows and into the light. Thank you, James Garrett. That's powerful, man. That's really, really powerful. I mean, that's, oof, that's powerful. And so go into the community real quick and take a look here. So there's this introduction video from me here, which is the main video. And then I drop knowledge in here on a consistent basis with videos. So this one is accountability creates abundance. How are you moving toward your dream today? And so I go into a teaching right here that you can actually play this teaching. All right, it's like streaming mentorship. Here's another walking meditation for alignment that I've done. You can see a lot of likes, a lot of comments underneath this. Jenna Maggio, Angel Ortiz, David Scott. Just a lot of engagement here with all of the content as people are really appreciative and learning as I'm teaching step by step by step. This is a guided walking meditation. So I'm actually doing the guided meditation while I'm actually walking so they can get an understanding of exactly how it works. And then we have, here we go, manifested my first results today. Who's this? This is Curleen George. I got a like, this just came in. Let me look at the like button on this. My heart is filled with gratitude. I am learning that gratitude, love, and knowing feels like a great sense of peace and calmness in my body. This is the feeling I had today when I went to surgery. And what she's talking about here is this feeling in the body. We have several teachings in there where we're talking about going into the body and sensing and feeling the gratitude and the emotion. It's very important to understand how that works. We got Kelvin here. Kelvin says, from madness to self-acceptance. Kelvin says, let me confess that the second part of my life was worse. I was caught in mundane, messy, and madness. It was during the time I was entangled in karmic relationship. I remember one day I hold up my cheek feeling sorry for myself. And I said, this is how my life will end. Make a long story short, after I got awake and discovered my true worth, I had confidence to let go of life, the life that I cherish the most. Let go and get the life that I cherish the most. But here I am, after a long period of loneliness and isolation, I now have become, let me see what he says here. I now have come back. Thanks to Billy and Tim for the great workshop. I like Tim's story. His quote says, when you feel the sting of your setback, life is preparing you for a comeback. Much love and blessings to the 4BK Academy. See, so again, just great stuff in here. I mean, there's literally thousands of posts in here of people posting their stuff. Listen, this person did one of our tapping drills. Yeshua Cody says, I just got done through my first tapping session. This is something we teach inside the academy. I'm a bus driver in my day, and when I'm ruminating in traffic, I like to use the figure 8 pattern and tapping on my collarbone. I'm excited to see the results of integrating this sequence of affirmations for a big financial belief shifts. Is everyone tapping daily now or using it when you feel triggered? So she's now creating the engagement. So people are going to start engaging on this content here she just posted. Again, but this is what I'm talking about. You see the level of engagement in here. You see one more, and then we're going to go into something else. It's official. Let's be great. This is Kyla Smith. So she posted her declaration here in the group. You have to print this out. You have to sign it. Okay, it's your declaration. And I'm not going to read that now, but I'll probably read mine live one day so you guys can see what my declaration is, guys and gals. All right. And there's leaderboards. So on the leaderboard, you see day 7, Jonelle, Angel Ortiz, Jenna Maggio, James Sykes, Kathy Patterson, Thomas Gala. So these are the 7-day leaderboard, the 30-day leaderboard, and then you have the all-time leaderboard. Kathy Patterson's leading the pack. So it's a gamified academy. The more you engage, the more assignments you complete, the more points you earn within the academy. And those points will get you gifts and prizes because we believe in rewarding people. Okay. Some of it's cash prizes, some of it's cars, vehicles. And so it's a gamified system. All right. So it gives people an incentive to drive and continue because they can see some kind of instant gratification by getting points. Those points put them in a position to earn things. Right. So it's a great system. It's a phenomenal system. I'm really pleased with this. And we can see where our members are all over the world. It's a global community. So if you ever want to find out, how can I connect to a global community? Well, here you go. This is where everyone's at all over the world. This is exactly where they live. Everywhere, pretty much. We've got every continent covered. And then we have our calendar of events where you see the live coaching calls, the Q&As, and more dates are being filled in as we go. In the classroom, we have the classes here. We have the modules with the classes in them. This is over 100 hours. And more being added, more being created. We have more being edited right now to add new courses to this on a consistent basis. There's a lot here. Okay, a lot. And if I go to the actual community itself, the platform, if I go to Schoolers, and from Schoolers, I go to games, I can now look for self-improvement. And you can see the #1 school in self-improvement is ours, Billy Carson. Here I am right here, the Forbidden Knowledge Academy. Okay, so this is a great program. So we've built something here that is getting people excited, that people are learning, lives are changing in real time, and they're very excited about the change and transformation in their lives, and they're able to share that with people within this platform. And because of that, what's happening is they are encouraging one another, helping one another, assisting one another, and that's creating this synergy of a family, a new family. Your new family is being formed in real time, and your new family is able to support you in ways that the people around you in your real life, wherever you live, just can't. I mean, we got to keep it real. You might be in an area or a place where you have a few people that you can talk about these topics or these self-improvement types of things, or financial literacy, education in these areas, or growth or frequency mindset, or try to manifest abundance and all these different types of things, right? And all the other business stuff that we have in there for entrepreneurs. But a lot of people in your circle around you where you actually live in the physical place, they don't really, a lot of the time they don't want to hear it. But you can know that you can come to the Forbidden Knowledge Academy and you can log in and you can instantly be surrounded by, right now, almost 900 people. By this weekend, it'll be 900. By this time next year, it'll be thousands of people. Imagine going to a place where there are thousands of people that want to support you, that are looking forward to supporting you, that are looking forward to giving you some accountability, that are looking forward to holding you accountable and to looking into what you're doing, that's looking forward to seeing you post your dream board or whatever your assignment is, and to support that you can ask questions and talk. You can send DMs back and forth and talk to people. You can meet new friends that you can't meet where you live. You just can't. I mean, I wish you could. One of the reasons why my tours around the world are so big is because I take everybody from my tours. Each tour group has their own special community group. And in that private community group, those people become best friends. There are people from tours I did 4 or 5 years ago that are still, every day I get the notification, they're talking, they're visiting each other. Some of the people that I've put in those tour groups have gotten married. I mean, it's crazy. Some of them have become travel buddies to travel the world together. It's incredible. So you meet these lifelong friends, and this community is the same exact thing, nothing different. We're talking about creating a community where you can talk to people about the things that you really feel passionate about, and they're not going to think you're crazy. They're not going to tell you to shut up. They're not going to try to talk about the Kardashians. They're not going to try to distract you and talk about something else offshoot. They're going to be like, wow, and so. They're going to reciprocate and give you back what you're giving out. And it's going to be this collaboration going on. You can ask questions. People are going to give you their perspective on situations and experiences and how they overcame things. Not just myself. We're talking about creating a community of leaders, not followers. We're getting out of the sheep mentality and we're getting into the shepherd mentality. And we're here to lead the flock of the civilization on this planet, and lead them into a better place, spiritually and financially. That's the ultimate goal, creating a legacy, a new paradigm shift on this planet, okay? And that's what's going on, okay? So anyway, that's what's happening here. I love you guys. I've been going on for quite some time tonight. I dropped a link in the live chat. I definitely would love you guys to take a look at the guys and gals, take a look at the 4BK Academy. I dropped the link again in there. It's in the caption of this video. If you felt like you learned something tonight from what I talked about, it's only a speck of dust compared to what I'm teaching in there. I gave you a tiny little nugget, a speck, 1 grain of sand. I gave you 1 grain of sand tonight. And that 1 grain can change and evolve your life in ways you can't even imagine if you applied the little bit I told you tonight. Imagine having hundreds of hours of that kind of knowledge being downloaded into your brain that you can be taught how to apply to your life. Your life is going to change. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Anybody who's been following me for a long time saw where I started Forbidden Knowledge in 2011 to where it's now 2025, and where I started to where I came. And if you can't see that kind of growth as proof of in the pudding, then you can't see anything. You must be blind. Okay. I'm on the company that's on the verge of going public. From social media, from teaching knowledge. Okay. And there's a way, because there's a method to my madness. There's a belief system to my system. There's an understanding that I have, an understanding that I have. And anything that gets in my way, I move it out of my way, because I know what my mission is. And that's why I'm solo right now. My mission is so important, no one or nothing can get in my way, because I will complete my mission. If there's a 10-foot thick wall of solid concrete and steel in front of me, I'm going to penetrate that wall. I will run right through it. That's the kind of persistence I have. That's the kind of perseverance I have. And that's what I want to teach you. You need to get this knowledge, because it's going to change not only your life, but the lives of people coming ahead of you. In order for us to really change this planet, we have to become mentally and spiritually strong people. We have to become warriors, not worriers. We have enough warriors all around us. It's time to become a warrior, and I'm a warrior. I go to battle on a daily basis. Y'all have seen me go to battle. So act like you haven't seen me go to battle. And guess what? I'm still here, and I'm not going anywhere. Matter of fact, I'm only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and my reach is going to expand and expand and expand and expand. And that's how it goes. So get on the side of a winner, because I'm a winner. I'm a winner. And that's not ego. That's me believing in myself. Every single day when you wake up, you take on a challenge. Just opening your eyes. The moment your eyes open, the challenge begins every single day. The problem is most people are not ready for that challenge. They're not ready. They don't believe that they can win the challenge of the day. They wake up already lost. They go straight into worry mode and anxiety mode and panic mode immediately. I know people like this. I've seen people I've lived with people like this. The second the eyes open, it's oh my God. Listen to me. If Michael Jordan was in this room in his prime and he challenged me to a one-on-one, if I accept the challenge, this is the key phrase, if I accept the challenge, that means I believe I'm going to beat him that day. It doesn't mean that I'm going to beat him, but I damn sure going to give everything I got. If I accept the challenge, don't accept challenges that you don't think you have a chance to win. When you wake up, you're accepting a challenge. The time you get out of bed, you're accepting a challenge of the day. So why not wake up with the mindset of, I'm winning today? And you go out there and you go to war. It's a battle every single day. It doesn't mean it's a battle where it's anxiety, anger, frustration, angst, low frequency. It's a battle, in other words, understanding how do you navigate this matrix on a daily basis so that you can make a little bit of progress every single day in the right direction. It's about taking baby steps. And over time, those baby steps turn into miles. Then those miles turn into hundreds of miles, then thousands of miles. And before you know it, you look back, you can't even see where you started from. You're so far ahead. But it starts with the first step. It starts with taking the challenge. So I'm going to drop the link one last time in the live chat. If you're on Instagram or X, the link is in my bio. Check out the Forbidden Knowledge Academy, all right? And I'll see y'all in there, all right? So peace. Thank y'all for hanging out tonight. I appreciate it. I got to go now and pretty much clear my mind and make 2 new podcasts pre-recorded. Then I got to get up about 3 o'clock in the morning and I have to create new content for the school. Then I'm going to do my meditation walk. I'm going to go live again from the beach on my meditation walk. Then I got to come back and I got to teach a mentorship for a full hour, one-on-one. And I have another podcast and launching with my son, a brand new podcast. And then after that, I have another meeting with a producer for a TV show that I'm writing right now. So again, guys, the grind doesn't stop, man. The grind doesn't stop. All right. Anyway, I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. And I'll catch y'all later. Peace.